What's up, everybody? Getting into this episode of Sistas, Season 3, Episode 14, One Word Answers. This episode was hilarious. This shit was funny as hell. This shit was too funny. Like, Maurice is comedy gold. Like, that fool is funny as shit. Um, when Lil Peggy came out there, she said, "My name is Peggy." He said, "No, your name is Becky." He said, "You're all Beckys." Maurice is a fool, but he ain't lying though. He called her a Becky, yo. He is stupid. And then later he had called her Pecky. Yo, Maurice is a fool. He told her to go put them dangly things up. That fool called her titties dangly, yo. He is dumb. Maurice is just like, listen, he need his own show. Like, just something by himself. Cause I could watch Maurice all day. That fool be having me on the floor. Like, he is dumb. This whole Sabrina and Calvin shit is getting on my nerves. Like, for real, it is getting on my damn nerves. Um, when the girls was at the apartment and stuff like that, first of all, I do agree with Danny. They bougie as shit. Like, she gave them little nips because we all know Sabrina ain't never got no good liquor in that house. She ain't never got either cheap shit or she ain't got none at all. Um, and freaking Andi and Karen sitting there drinking it out of glasses and stuff. I said, for them little ass bottles, y'all better take that shit to the head. Them bottles was little shit. They're nips. That obviously Dandy done stole from from her job. She stay trying to act like she not stealing. I'm like, yeah, that's stealing. But I do agree, like, they bougie as shit for that. I mean, come on now. Y'all could have just did like this and it would have been over. I'm like, what you need a glass for? Wasting good, clean cups. Like, for what? Um, so anyway, Sabrina come over there or whatever, tell them what happened with Calvin or whatever and the chick. So next thing you know, they get a knock at the door. It's Calvin. So Calvin come up in there. Now, mind you, Andi is definitely doing something I would have done because my happy ass would have got up gleefully and opened that door with a smirk on my face. I definitely would have. But the difference is I know when to leave. You know what I'm saying? I do agree with Calvin. They should have left because the way that they were coming at him, sitting there calling him panty man and talking about the vibrators he liked to use. I ain't like that because first of all, just because he likes to use that stuff does not make him gay. It does not. And I'm glad that he put them in their place. At the end of the day, there's plenty of people out here that have their kinks, like they have their fetishes and stuff like that. That's what they like to do. They're freaks. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit. Embrace your freak. And that's what he does. And I'm glad that he proud of his shit. He was like, yeah, I wear panties. I use vibrators and shit. But he was like, I use that shit in the privacy of my bedroom with my woman. I said, exactly. They need to mind their business. They need to really mind their business. And that's my biggest issue with Andi and them. They're too much involved in each other's business. Way too much. They interfere way too much. My friends don't know everything. I don't tell them everything. They don't tell me everything. I'm cool with that. They're cool with it. I'm cool with it because you're not supposed to. Like, and I trust my friends completely. But it's some things I choose to keep to myself. And I think all of them need to realize that too. Because they keep meddling in each other's relationships. And mind you, ain't none of them got a successful relationship. And that's what they need to start doing. Focus on your own shit. And I agree with Calvin again because I feel like him and Sabrina are grown as fuck. Y'all are grown. Y'all, grown ass adults. And she's sitting here with her friends talking for her. Sitting here all quiet and stuff. And I'm like, Sabrina, you have a mouth. And then they gonna get mad when Calvin called him Sabrina's mouthpiece. I'm like, cause y'all fucking are her mouthpiece. Why are y'all doing all the talking for this grown ass woman? She should be talking to him by herself in private. She should have told him to leave so she can talk. And I'm glad Calvin took control of the situation and was like, look, I'm cooking dinner tonight. You're coming over at 8 o'clock. I'll expect you to be there because we need to talk. I agree with that. I like that shit. I said, be stern, Calvin. Put your foot down. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. My issue with Calvin is, like, it's true. Him and Sabrina are not a couple. He got the right to fuck, do whatever he want to do. But he could have at least waited a few days. Like, you could have at least waited a couple damn days. Not even 24 hours and you fucking somebody else after you just smashed her? Like, damn, Calvin. Like, you couldn't take 2, 3 days? Like, pump your brakes. I mean, I agree with him. I mean, if you single and stuff and you're not really dating, like y'all not dating or y'all not a couple, y'all not exclusive, you got the right to smash who you want. But you could at least waited a few days though, because when they were in bed together, he was asking her was she smashing somebody else and this, that, and the third, like questioning her. But yet, had she not came over to that apartment, more than likely he wouldn't have told her about little Becky Sue. He wouldn't have never told her about that girl, and he know it. So he was being a hypocrite on that because I know damn well he wouldn't have told Sabrina about that shit. Um. So anyway, moving on from that. So they all sitting in the kitchen or whatever talking, and of course here go Karen. Oh, I gotta call Zach. I'm like, Karen, leave that man alone. He already blocked you. Like he already blocked your cell phone. He already told you y'all ain't got nothing to talk about. Why do you keep bothering him? He don't want you. Move on. Like let him go. Damn, you didn't want him when you had him. Now that you ain't got him and he doing good for himself, that's when you want him. No, 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 no. Stay your ass over there. I cannot believe Zach wrote her ass a check for $72,000. I said, damn, Zach is better than me because I wouldn't have wrote a check for shit. 72 grand? I mean, I listen. I respect it. You know, he's the type of man he pay his debts when he get his money. I respect it. I wouldn't have done it, but I respect it. That's a lot of money, bitch. Like 72. Damn. Mm. And here go Karen questioning Andi about what's going on with Fatima and Zach. That's none of your business. And what pissed me off with Andi though was she was like, "Oh, I'm just her boss." Now all of a sudden you're just Fatima's boss, but you walk around like y'all friends and stuff. But now you're her boss. I ain't like that comment. Um, but I am glad that she, kept her mouth shut and she didn't tell Fatima business. What's going on between Zach and Fatima is really none of Karen's damn business. Not her business. And I'm glad Karen shut her mouth about it. I mean, not Karen, Andi. I'm glad Andi shut up about it because it's really none of their business. Thank God for that. But Karen really need to leave that man alone. Like, he don't want you. Go do something else with your life. So Karen goes back to her apartment or whatever, and here she go. Calling Zach. Calling Zach on the phone, talking about we need to talk. I'm glad that you unblocked me. Can you come over? I'm like, Karen, leave him alone. He already, how many times has this man got to tell you he don't want you? He like, y'all ain't got nothing to talk about. He gave you your money. Be free. Like, be free. So anyway, Aaron comes over. Aaron pop his ass up over there or whatever. So they start, watching a movie and whatnot. This fool picked a movie that literally is symbolic of, it's like it mirrors the situation that's going on between him and Karen. A woman who's in between two men, in love with both men, and she chooses the guy who's not the ex-con. I do agree with Karen on that. He picked that movie on purpose. Oh, I ain't know nothing about this movie. I ain't know the plot. I just read that the reviews was good. You full of shit. That is way too coincidental that you picked that type of movie. He keeps trying to influence her to pick him. I'm like, Aaron, you are too thirsty. He been thirsty since day one when he met her. He's too thirsty, too overeager. Like, it's like, calm down. Like, you would have thought that man ain't never had none before, the way he be acting. Like, relax. And it's like, for me, I'm just not that type of dude. Like, I'm not chasing nobody who don't want to be chased. I'm not doing it. Like, if she can't make up her mind between me and somebody else, I'm not going to keep chasing her ass. No, I'm going to move the fuck on. You know what I mean? People out here in this world, move on. So Karen just, trying to take her mind off Zach at this point. So she basically tell Aaron to smash. She was like, I don't want you to make love. I want you to fuck me. I'm like, Aaron, you are too stupid to see what she doing. I said, you are just a itch. That's all she see you as. You are a person to scratch that itch that she got. That's all you are. But she really need to be careful with Aaron though, because he does strike me as a psycho type. Like, he seems very like obsessive. Like, he's the obsessive type. Like, if you break up with him, he'll start stalking your ass, going crazy, calling you every 5 minutes. Like, he just seemed crazy. So Karen might want to be careful. I'm just saying, like, relax yourself. Um, but yeah, she definitely tried to use that man for some sex. I was like, you crazy as hell. So anyway, moving on from that, I love seeing Zach and Fatima. I really do. I love seeing them all happy. Fatima came out that bathroom looking sexy as shit in that lingerie. I said, damn, she was looking good. Body on point, just everything. Fatima is just fine. Zach is ready to take it to the next level with her. Zach is not playing when it comes to Fatima. He was like, listen, I want you to move in with me. I said, damn, Zach. Zach is not playing. Like, he know what he want. Um, and I really hope that their relationship go far. I mean, obviously they're gonna have some roadblocks. Hayden, Karen, they gonna have some roadblocks in that relationship, but I really do hope that they persevere, and they get through all of this stuff. Um, I really do, because I love me some Zach and Fatima. I really do. They look good together. They getting their shit together. Fatima already got her shit together, but Zach getting his shit together in large part thanks to her. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when they say behind every good man is a great woman, and he got his great woman. So I'm rooting for the two of them. So anyway, moving on from that, this damn Calvin cooking all this good looking food. Maurice was like, "Oh shit," he said, "Bitch, you cook." He was like, "Don't touch my food." He said, "This is for me and Sabrina." He said, "Don't touch my food." He was like, "Sabrina not coming." Maurice was dead ass. He said, "Sabrina is not coming." He said, "You can forget that shit." Um, he was like, "She gonna come." He looked at his watch. He said, "Motherfucker, it's past 8." He said, "She not coming." So they get a knock at the door, and it's the damn bartender from the club or whatever coming to check on Maurice because everybody at the club heard about what happened or whatever, that shit with Q in the bank and stuff. So he wanted to take Maurice out or whatever. He was like, I got some Mexican for you. He was like, where he at? He said, no. He said, not a Mexican man. He said, Mexican food. They got a buffet. He said, I'm paying. He said, Maurice is like, shit. He said, let me go get dressed. I'm not mad at Maurice because listen, what you had me at buffet. Like, and then you really had me when you said you're paying. I was like, oh, well, let me go throw my shit on. I'm coming. I ain't mad at Maurice because I ain't gonna, turn down no free meal now. I ain't doing all that. So I don't blame Maurice for that shit. That's one thing I'm not doing is turn down nothing free. That's all you had to say, bro. You got me. That's all you had to say. Because they was definitely looking at that food Calvin was cooking and was like, shit, we might as well get some of this. Calvin said, hell no. He said, my lady coming. Chill out. I don't know if she gonna go or not. I really don't. I don't know if she gonna pop up. So anyway, moving on from that. Preston was so over Danny at this point. You could tell he was annoyed by her. He was super annoyed by Danny. Like as soon as she came in, he just looked like I don't even want to talk to you. I'm just here to see you. I don't even want to talk. That man had his arms all folded. You could see the attitude, and she could tell he had an attitude. He just kept giving her one word answers, and she was like, "What is the problem?" She got that man stressed the fuck out. Like he trying to be a good dude to her, but it's like she got him stressed the fuck out. Like seriously, because he's irritated because he feel like they ain't got nothing in common. Because she doesn't like the music he like. She don't like talking about his job, his family. Now the family thing I can understand. I can understand Danny not want to talk about his family because let's be real, his family racist as shit. So I understand Danny not want to talk about them. Um, but he was like, shit, let's just fuck. He was like, that's all we got in common is sex anyway. He said, let's fuck. She was like, can you please stop saying fuck? Because she felt like he was trying to talk to her like she's some little hoe or something. Like she was like, He was like, nah. He started undressing and shit. I was like, I wasn't ready, but okay. I need to get on his diet plan because Preston, I need to get on your diet plan. What is it? Um, that fool Preston started getting into all this hip hop all this lingo, this language. He said, "Let me beat that pussy like a box." Yo, he said, "Let me snatch that coochie." That fool said, "Yo, he is wildin'." He said, "I want that wop, pop that wop." I said, "No, Preston." Like I wasn't ready for this language. I wasn't ready. But I'm like, yo, Danny better stop playing with Preston. Like, she really better stop playing because she really do got a good dude. She needs to stop fucking this relationship up. But I am glad that they had a conversation and stuff, and they were talking a little bit about his childhood and cows and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had genuine conversation. And that's what he wants. Like, he wants to come home to you and have real conversations. Like, she just needs to stop treating him like that. Like, I understand, she not used to a man being all up in her space, and she not used to a man actually treating her right. Like, she used to them fuck boys. But I'm like, you got a real man in your face. You better recognize it before he gone. Don't mess that up now. Because Preston is a good dude. But Preston, man, listen, he should have had her ass up against that wall and gave her some roughneck sex. I'm just saying. Um, he said, put that wop in my mouth. Like, he was just going crazy with it. And she was like, can you please stop talking like this? That shit was hilarious. She was like, stop talking like this, yo. I said, Preston, just get it. I said, go ahead, Preston. I like their relationship though, but Danny need to stop tripping. So anyway, moving on from that. This damn Gary. I get annoyed whenever I look at Gary. Because he's such a manipulative man-child. Like, he really is. Gary annoys the fuck out of me. So, Andi come home, and he's sitting there at the kitchen counter or whatever, drinking his coffee, looking at his phone, totally ignoring her when she spoke to him. She said hello and stuff like that. He's sitting there ignoring her like a child. So, she was like, this what we doing now? You just not going to talk to me? He was like, yep. I said, see, that's where Andi fucked up, because I'm a different breed. Like, one thing you're not going to do is ignore me in my own house. That's what you're not going to do. Like, we're not going to do that. You are not going to ignore me in my home. That's not going to happen. I would tell you quickly and swiftly to pack your shit expeditiously and get on Kick Rocks, because that's what you're not going to do. So he dropped the bombshell on her and was like, oh, I'm only going to be staying here a few more days. She said, what's that supposed to mean? He was like, oh, I found me a place. And he was like, they're just painting the walls right now. I'm just waiting for them to paint and then I'm out. So she was like, so you got a place. You wasn't going to talk to me about, you wasn't going to tell me that you had a place. And you were just going to pack your shit. I was going to come home and your shit was going to be gone. He was like, yep. I said, you know what? Once he said all that, I would have been like, you know what? This is your way out, Andi. Don't say nothing else to him. This is your way out. And now they're starting to talk about the whole therapist and shit. And he keeps saying, oh, my therapist was right about you. See, Andi was trying to break it down to him. Like, first of all, she was like, your therapist basically wants to fuck you. That's what your therapist wants. Because what real therapist is going to have you have another female in your fiance's bed? And why is your therapist speaking on Andi when she never even met Andi before? Like, a real therapist would have encouraged you to bring Andi to the counseling session, to your therapy session, so she could actually help y'all relationship. That's what a real therapist would have done. So Andi was breaking all that shit down on, and he's still being stupid about it. And he told about something, oh, I could leave. He said, oh, me leaving, or I could leave a lot quicker. I could make it sooner. Motherfucker, don't threaten me with a good time. Like, do not threaten me. And you know what? Andi said, you know what? That would be best for me if you just left. I said, exactly, Andi. She was like, you know what? Leave my key. Better yet, I'll have the locks changed again. I said, Andi, don't say nothing else to him. Let him go. And he's sitting there talking about, oh, when I leave this time, I'm not coming back. Bye. Again, don't threaten me with a good time. Like you're making these threats that actually benefit me. Like, Andi was smart on this one. I say, yep, let his ass go and do not let him come back. Let him go. He's a manipulative ass. He's a gaslighter. This is what he does. And he's trying to manipulate the situation to his advantage. Andi needs to just forever let him go. Because that man he's done nothing but brought her problems ever since she's been dealing with him. Let him go. He does, like, anybody that you fuck with, they're supposed to bring you peace, not problems. And that's all he's brought, problems. He's becoming a headache. That's what you don't need in your life, a headache. Hell to the no. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought. And I will see y'all all later. Have a great night. Peace.